Hi class, I am here to do my book report on Just Breathe by Dan Brule. I've lined out 3 of my favorite breath exercises that are in this book, although there are lots of really great, valuable exercises that he includes in this book, and I would say that that is probably one of my main highlights for me of this book is just how dense it is with tools that we can practice with. So one of the breath exercises I chose to talk about in this video is diaphragmatic breathing. I feel that diaphragmatic breathing is important baseline breath to know how to do. A lot of people, especially in the Western world or the westernized world, haven't been taught to breathe, and as a result have succumbed to stress responses, and that includes shallow breaths. Diaphragmatic or belly breathing, it looks like it sounds. It's using the diaphragm to draw air down into the bottoms of our lungs, using the full capacity of our lungs as our nature intended. The area below the navel is referred to in some places in the world as the dantian. Some would say that it's a source of vital energy in the body. Breathing into and from this area in the body brings great health benefits and frees up a lot of vital energy for everyday life experience. When we breathe fully with our lungs, not only into the chest, but deeper down into the belly using the diaphragm, we're not only strengthening our lungs and other supportive core muscle groups in our core that help us to breathe and carry out daily tasks, we're also maximizing our ability through our lungs to detoxify our bodies, which is one of the primary functions of our lungs, besides getting oxygen into the blood. As Dan Brule refers to it, low and slow is the way to go. And that means taking deep breaths down low into the bottoms of our bellies in a way that is gentle and conscious and intentional. When we breathe this way intentionally, we can retrain our bodies to breathe this way all the time. This can help settle our nervous systems from being in the sympathetic fight, flight, or freeze response state that many people experience chronically. Shallow breathing can be a response to stress, and stress can be a result of the shallow breaths we can become locked into. We can begin to claim some domain over our bodies, our nervous systems, and our overall health through breathing intentionally in this way. What this looks like is relatively simple, and it is taking a nice deep breath in through the nose or the mouth and exercising our diaphragm to fill our bellies. Here's an example of diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe in, filling the belly, and breathe out. And that is diaphragmatic breathing. The next breathing exercise that I would like to share is paradoxical breathing. So now that we're familiar with the diaphragm and breathing with the diaphragm, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Paradoxical breathing, also known as reverse respiration, is breathing using the diaphragm in a way that is, as it sounds, paradoxical to diaphragmatic breathing. So when we're inhaling in paradoxical breathing, we're drawing the belly inwards towards the spine. And when we're exhaling, we're bringing the belly outwards using the diaphragm. Some of the physical benefits to doing this type of breath work are improved digestion, intestinal health, to work with our kundalini or life force energy flow. This breath exercise massages the lower abdominal organs through the manipulation of our core muscles and our diaphragm. Paradoxical breathing is also an involuntary experience for some people. And doing this exercise consciously and intentionally can help those people potentially to regain control of their body and to breathe naturally. When practicing paradoxical breath, we can start with the exhale, breathing out gently with the mouth. And as we do, gently push your belly out. And as we inhale, sucking the belly inwards and upwards into the chest cavity towards the spine. And as we're doing that, we're also drawing the perineum upwards into the body. Many of us don't usually exercise these muscle groups, and it's good and important to be gentle with ourselves as we develop strength in these muscles. Dan Brule invites us to do 8 to 10 rounds or several minutes of this paradoxical breathing, then rest and allow the breath to flow naturally, or to switch back over to diaphragmatic breathing in between rounds of paradoxical breath. Here's an example of paradoxical breathing. And that is paradoxical breath. The final exercise that I would like to bring forth is hypopressive breathing. And sort of following the same theme of diaphragmatic breath exercises, hypopressive breathing falls sort of into that category as well. It's healthy for our sexual functions. It helps prevent hernias, and it can even help with constipation. It's helping to tone our sympathetic nervous system by intentionally putting ourselves into a sympathetic response. It can also be used to tone the muscles and the abdomen in the pelvis. You start by taking a big exhale, squeezing all the breath out of the body, sucking up the organs, expanding the chest, and we're also drawing up on the perineum and holding that vacuum of air in the body as if you are inhaling but not actually taking in any air into the lungs. And we're holding the breath in this position for 10 seconds or as long as you feel comfortable doing so. Something important to note is that as we're releasing the vacuum on our hypopressive breath hold, it is important to be very gentle and to engage the core before we take in air. We don't want to be gasping for air as we're releasing that hold.